What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to go over my helmet setup that I just got knocked out. I've been kind of putting this off for a long time as far as having a helmet configuration goes, because really I just didn't have a use case, given I don't ever get shot at, nor did I have night vision for a long time. But one of those things changed recently. I got some DTNVS Photonis 4G tubes. And these are amazing. I got these from a company called Goonin gear. If you're watching this video and you're familiar with night vision cells, particularly for the commercial market, you know that Goonin gear makes, or rather sells and configures awesome quality night vision with great warranty work, and customer service is A+ as well. But so that's what I went with. These are the DTNVS. A company called ActinBlack makes the housing. And they are just really, really good tubes. I'll throw in some footage here briefly, or at the end of this video, looking through the tubes, or point of view, camera reference through the tubes. I'll put a little Snellen chart on the wall behind me, get it real dark in here, and kind of show you guys how it works. But I was sort of on the fence between doing an Elbit tube, a Gen 3 Elbit, or a L3 possibly, or the Photonis Echo. And the Echoes are outstanding tubes, a little less capable than the L3 or Elbits even, and extreme low light performance. Talking like cloud cover, no moon, no stars, no city lights, just pitch black, more or less. But given that I won't be in those situations or scenarios that often, and if I am, I'll have an illuminator, I didn't think the cost justification was there to spend an extra $5,000, maybe a little less. But so I went with these, and the guys over at Goonin gear actually plugged me with the 4G tubes, Photonis, which are like neck and neck with a Gen 3 tube. Even more so, these are just incredible in more urban environments, because of the halo effect on these tubes just seems to be non-existent, and you get a real sharp image even with light in the area, more so than with Gen 3 tubes. So yeah, really happy with how these tubes are performing so far. I haven't had a chance to shoot with them. Like I said, I just got them, but as far as just walking around at night in some really dark areas, I'm more than impressed, and I'm very glad that I went the route that I did. These have a built-in IR illuminator. It's not crazy. It's just a little tiny light, but it does. For instance, in this room, if I cut all the lights out and it's pitch dark in here, I'm turning that illuminator on, I can see everything just fine. So it's really cool for interior room-to-room use. Moreover, helmet, or let's go ahead and talk about the mount, I guess. You guys are all familiar with this if you're into night vision. And this is the, what do they call it? The Wilcox G24 mount. I just went with all the murdered out look. Everything's flat dark earth these days. I was like, nah, we're going all black. Nighttime ops, baby. But loving the mount so far. The adjustability features are incredible. This switch right here brings it up and down. This one brings it a tilt feature, sort of up like that, closer to your eye cap or whatever. And then right here is a closer to your face or further away from your face, so you can really get it nice and dialed into your liking. Moreover, with the ActinBlack housing, it's an articulating design, so the tubes can come up away from your eyes, which does have automatic turn off feature incorporated, and then when you flip them down, they turn right back on, so you don't have to flip up the actual mount itself. And I want to be fully transparent with you guys. Don't tell anybody. I went articulating generally and genuinely because I just think it looks dope, having them flipped up versus sitting on your noggin like that. Hate me all you want. It is what it is. With the helmet, I went with the Team Wendy carbon helmet. This is not a ballistic helmet, so you don't want to get shot in the noggin with this, or really any helmet, but this one for sure. It's a sort of a step up from the bump helmet, as in I've heard that the bump, don't know because I haven't tried it out, but I've heard that their bump helmet is a little bit flexible, if you will. It's not as rigid, so the more shit you have on the helmet, i.e. night vision mount, contacts, weights, IR lights, administrative lights, etc., etc., your helmet starts getting heavy. And what you don't want is for your helmet to be flexing as you're running. You want it to be as rigid as possible, because that's just another non-moving part. You don't want to have to worry about things moving around. This helmet is incredible. The retention system, the BOA retention system back here, really keeps the helmet in place. It's not going to move around or wiggle on you. In fact, when I have the chin strap buckled, and you can adjust all 4 points of this chin strap, it really, it's on there. There's zero wiggle. So, this is the medium to large, I believe, or small, medium, large helmet, and it fits my noggin well. So, to the Comtacs, we've got obviously Peltor Comtac 5s, a sort of a OG for combat Comtacs. This is the single lead attached version. So this could be plugged into a radio. For me, it'll be a Bofang. I'm cheap. I say that, I've got DTNVS. I'm cheap though. We opened a credit card, and then we got the microphone up here. These Comtacs are insane. I had a pair of Peltor range guards, just kind of throw over my hat while I'm at the range, and they're battery powered, and have the the sounds over a certain decibel are cut off, but you can still hear your surroundings. These are like 50 times that. Like, it's, as someone who had never used like real quality combat Earpro, an amplifier, these things are just crazy. Like, these little microphones, hear them in here on both sides. If you directionally, if you turn your head and say like this, for instance, I don't know if you could even hear that, but it's the sound of my finger going over the wall. That would sound like someone's breaking into the wall back there. Like, it's incredible how much amplification these things have on your general surroundings, to the point actually where if you're using the nods and you have that limited point of view, but your intake on your hearing is just insane. It's almost overwhelming, where you're like you're having to turn your head because you're hearing things. So not the fault of the Comtac, just something to get used to. And then totally, you can turn the volume down a little bit if that gets too much for you. But these things are incredible, all the way turned up. I want the QD mounts here from Team Wendy. And then the counterweight, small counterweight from Team Wendy. This weighs like I think it's like 0.7 pounds, 0.75, 1 pound, something like that. But yeah. So this is what it all looks like. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I should have mentioned these little caps up here are from Etsy. And they're adjustable so that you can close your aperture essentially, and what that does with night vision is it lets less light in. So for a pitch dark environment, you'll probably want those open on these tubes, but your depth of field is adjusted when those apertures are closed tight. It forces the focal point to, if you will, sort of come in. So if these are wide open and you have your hand right here in front of your face, it's just a massive blur. And it can make administrative tasks on yourself or your person a little bit tricky unless you're just used to the reps. But if you close these off to where those are little pinholes, you can see your hand in focus. Everything's in focus, close up and far away. Trade-off is that it's harder to see because it darkens things up. There's not near as much light getting into the tubes. So as anything in life, it's all trade-offs, but they seem to work very well. What else do we have to do here? Guys, that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this and kill the lights. I'll do a with the night vision goggles in front of the camera, and then I'll do without. And you can see sort of how dark it is in the room. I'm running a I have a Sony FX3 camera right here, and it's the low light performance is pretty extreme. You're not going to find a much better camera unless it's purpose built for low light than this camera. So this is going to be a good example. I'll crank the ISO up to something stupid, so you can see how dark it actually is in here. And we'll do a little test here. So stay tuned. Okay, so you guys can probably see me just a little bit here. It's really dark, and the only light coming from the source would be the camera viewfinder. I'll go ahead and turn that around, see if it gets darker in here. So there's a Snellen chart on the wall behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and step out of the way of the camera here. This is with the ISO of 12,800, by the way. So this is really, I'll post the camera settings so you guys can get a feel for how bright it is. But I've stepped out of the way, and there's a Snellen chart on the wall behind me. The only light in this room is emitting from underneath the door crack of a room with an open window. So daylight cracked underneath the door, but besides for that, it's pretty dark in here. It's gonna look crazy bright through these nods. I can already tell because it's not pitch black in here right now. I can see shadows pretty well, but I'll do a darker example when we get access to such a thing. But for now, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and step back in front of the camera, and I'm gonna get the night vision out, put it in front of the camera, let you guys see that Snellen chart. I'm not sure if the camera's wanting to focus on that Snellen chart. I can't see because the viewfinder's really small, but I'll actually step in front of the camera here as well. Turn down the aperture to where it's a pinhole, and it'll put me in focus a little better, and you can actually see me, and that should help you get an idea of how bright these are. So stepping in front of the camera and adjusting our aperture here. Go ahead and zoom in, and as you can see here, it looks like daytime. This is no IR illuminator. The room is really dark with the light spilling underneath the door. And I'll go ahead and I'll move the night vision out of the way now. And you can just barely make me out. Yeah, so these are really bright. Anyway, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I know that wasn't a crazy technical test, just a quick sort of general overview of my current helmet setup and what I've been up to as far as that is concerned. But if you guys want to see some more technical tests, maybe I can get outside and really film something dope for you guys. Not sure if anybody'd be interested in that, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up button. Give me a comment, let me know. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I don't post a ton, but I try to be quality when I do. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for the support. I'll see you next time. Peace.